Hey guys, what is up? In today's video I actually have a character guide, I guess you could say, on the best silver character in my opinion. Now take this video with a grain of salt because I don't believe there is one best character in the game at this point in Injustice 2, especially for silvers, since there's so many teams you can make, and especially with the type advantage disadvantage style that they have now, where there's tech class heroes and agility class heroes and might class heroes and metahuman class heroes and arcane and all that stuff like that. There's just a lot to actually keep up with, and I don't believe that one character is the best for some situations, especially with the type disadvantage thingy. But anyways, before I digress, let's go ahead and get on with the video. Now this character I believe is the best overall if you compare him to supporting a team, and as well as being able to do damage and starting off with the high enough threat as a silver. So he is the second highest silver, I believe, right beside Black Canary. He might be higher than her, but I think she's higher than him. But I like his passives a lot better, so I'm giving him the edge. And a lot of people on the subreddit for Injustice 2 give him the edge too, so I've kind of taken a poll and he's been first for most of it. There's been a lot of names like there's been a lot of names coming up like Black Canary and Green Lantern and people like that also come up in the discussion, but you know, I think he is the best overall. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Right here, as you can see, his passive adjusts team power cost by -1. That means you take one less bar to do a special or ability. So if you look, Glyph of Anubis is 3 bars to actually do it, but with his own passive it becomes 2, and then Nabu's Curse would become 3. So you just take off one, you take one off the top of each of the abilities, and that's how much you'll be left with to actually get. So right here he also has -4 opposing team cost. I believe he starts off as -2, but you can upgrade it, and it goes up by 2% every upgrade, but you do need to get a star for him every upgrade to be able to do it. So there's that. As far as its abilities go themselves, you got Nabu's Curse, which is a level 5 for me. That's as far as I could take it right now with his current level. But Nabu's Curse right there is actually an ability kind of like Green Lantern's, where you throw it on the ground and it actually does damage over time if the opponent is in it. I don't really like it as much as I would Green Lantern's because the range on it isn't too great, but Glyph of Anubis is pretty good. It's just a damage attack that you can do every 2 bars, so that's what I find pretty good, and sometimes overpowered if you can get in a high enough thing. And keep in mind that passive for him, the -1 team power cost, that's for everyone, so there's that. As far as your talents go, everyone's gonna have different talents, but right now I have 10% unblockable chance stacked, which is decent enough to start with, but obviously I want to get epics and some good rares, which I don't think 6% unblockable chance is bad, but it's not necessarily what I'd want for my team. Okay, so now that we went through his whole abilities and everything, let's actually use them and see how he performs. So what I was thinking, we can do arena and make him do 1v1s, so he's fighting people at his own rank, maybe even a little bit higher threat, so they'll be on even ground. So obviously he works better with the team with his passive, but since this video is about him, we'll try to make it about we'll try to make the battles just him versus another person, but it looks like we can't actually get a refresh in our favor. So what we're actually going to do is test him out against teams, which is fine enough. Against other players he'd be doing the same thing, just that these teams will have a lot weaker opponents because there's 3 of them, which I find that's another topic for another video, I guess, but I just find that you never want to, if you have 3 people on your team and you're fighting one person, never do that, because that one person will not be able to be killed really easily. It's going to be a hard fight. But if you're that one person fighting a team of 3, you really want to take that, because those people are going to be so weak that you'd be able to kill them and get on with it. So we're just waiting for this arena loading screen. When the game first came out, it would actually crash for me, which I was pretty upset about, but I believe they fixed it now. I've only crashed like once. What actually sucked about the crashing too was that it would take your stamina even if it crashed. Okay, so right now we're gonna take advantage of his passive and do I believe it's Nabu's Curse. Oh, I don't think it's Nabu's Curse, it's the other one, but we're gonna do that and be able to finish him really quickly. So if you think about it, how good that is that you're able to do that move every 2 bars, and how fast the stamina actually goes back up. Well, that's another thing. My gear, I have like 4 pieces with them, I believe, and one of the abilities is 5% regen for your power, so that kind of just stacks on top of it. Now obviously I'm in a pretty good spot with him. You might not have any gear pieces or not as much gear pieces, but he's still a good character if you look at his passive and his starting threat. Now that's kind of the video right there. You can try him out. You kind of just want to get lucky with them and get him in packs. I wouldn't spend the 100 gems to actually get only 5 shards for him. I believe that's kind of bad. And his actual shards that you get in the campaign is really high up. So if you're watching this video, I don't believe you have a really good gold team. But if you do, try to get up and get him. But if you're like me and you just have silvers, you're just going to want to get lucky in packs. And that's all I can say about getting him. But hopefully this video showed you something about the character himself and gave you some ideas on some future teams. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe for more Injustice 2 mobile gameplay. Thank you.